let's be real for a moment. Growing older, it's something we all think about. Maybe quietly, maybe reluctantly, but eventually it catches up to each of us. And if you're over 60 or love someone who is then, you've probably noticed the signs. Some days your legs just feel heavier. You rise from a chair and need a moment. You walk down the stairs and realize you're gripping the rail a little tighter. Maybe it's a cramp in the calf at night, a sense of imbalance, or just that strange feeling like your muscles are working harder than they used to, even when you haven't done anything out of the ordinary. And the first thing most people say, that's just age. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the very vegetables you've been told are healthy your whole life, those colorful, leafy, fresh-from-the-market greens, are actually part of the problem? I know it sounds shocking, even a little backwards. But stick with me, because science is evolving. And today, researchers from places like Harvard University, the University of Madrid, and the Arthritis Foundation are uncovering something we didn't fully understand before. Not all vegetables are created equal. Some can quietly trigger inflammation, weaken your muscles, and even increase your risk of falling. Others, though, are like silent allies, fighting aging from the inside out, easing leg pain, improving blood flow, and helping you move with confidence again. Now, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to help you reclaim control. Because at this stage of life, every choice you make matters more than ever, especially the ones you make 3 times a day at the dining table. So, in this video, we're going to walk through 4 vegetables you should eat more often after 60, and 4 you may want to reduce or avoid based on real science, real patient stories, and real results. No gimmicks, no trendy diets. Just honest, practical knowledge you can use right now at your next meal. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how one small change, just one, can shift the course of your day? What if one change in your grocery list could shift the course of your next 10 years? That's the power of knowing your body and trusting it enough to listen. We'll start with the vegetables that act like quiet protectors, the ones that support your legs, joints, and energy in ways you might never have imagined. But before we dive in, just take a second to imagine yourself 5 years from now. Still walking strong, still independent, still clear-minded and confident, still doing the things you love without the fear of tripping, tiring out, or aching after every step. It doesn't require a miracle. It just requires better choices made consistently. And that begins here with knowledge, with you, and with what you put on your plate. So let's uncover the truth together about vegetables aging and how to keep your legs and your life strong, stable, and full of vitality. Are you ready? Let's begin. Now that we understand how diet plays a deeper role in how we age, especially in how our legs feel, move, and carry us through life, let's get practical. Let's talk about food. But not just any food. We're diving into 4 powerhouse vegetables that do more than just fill the plate. They fuel your legs, protect your joints, enhance your balance, and help you feel light, steady, and strong as you age. You might already have them in your kitchen, or you might have passed them by at the store without realizing the healing potential they carry. But once you hear what these 4 vegetables can do for your body, especially after 60, you might never look at your grocery list the same way again. 1. Asparagus, the circulation booster. Let's start with a vegetable that doesn't exactly scream powerhouse at first glance. It's humble, often steamed and served next to a steak. But asparagus is quietly doing something extraordinary for your body, especially your legs. You see, after 60, many people begin to notice subtle signs. Your legs feel heavier, stairs feel steeper, you grip the rail a little tighter. These aren't just quirks of aging. They're signs your circulation may be slowing. Dr. Emily Haynes, a vascular health specialist at Johns Hopkins, puts it like this. One of the first systems to feel the pressure of aging is your microcirculation. That's the network of tiny blood vessels that deliver oxygen to muscles. Without enough oxygen, muscles fatigue faster, even with minimal effort. Asparagus steps in like a quiet guardian. You've seen it bundled at the farmer's market or delicately arranged on restaurant plates. but behind its quiet appearance lies a true champion of circulation and mobility. Asparagus is packed with folate vitamin E antioxidants and, most importantly, choline. Now, choline may not sound familiar, but here's what it does. It's essential for neuromuscular function. That means it helps your brain communicate with your muscles, especially the ones in your legs. Ever felt like your feet aren't responding as fast as your mind wants them to, or like your balance just isn't what it used to be? That might not be just age. That might be your nervous system quietly crying out for better support. Asparagus can help. And here's another hidden benefit. It's a natural diuretic, which means it gently helps your body flush out excess water, especially from places like your ankles, knees, and calves, the exact areas where seniors often feel heavy, swollen, or uncomfortable. Dr. Haynes says this benefit alone can reduce perceived heaviness and improve gait stability, especially in women over 65. A study from the University of Navarra in Spain found that older adults who ate asparagus 3 times a week had inflammation markers CRP nearly 28% lower than those who didn't. Think about that just 3 servings a week could ease the pressure in your joints and reduce that chronic low-grade inflammation that makes every step feel like a chore. Want better blood flow and fewer nighttime leg cramps? The flavonoids in asparagus, like quercetin, can help protect your blood vessels and improve circulation to your lower limbs. Pro tip: lightly steam asparagus for 3-4 minutes and drizzle with olive oil and garlic. Or pop it in the air fryer for a crispy texture without losing its nutrients. And if you're wondering how much to eat, just 100 grams, about 5-6 stalks, gives you nearly 60 mcg of folate and 20% of your daily vitamin K. Note: if you're on blood thinners, always check with your doctor before adding high vitamin K foods regularly. 2. Pumpkin, the gentle joint protector. If asparagus is the quiet guardian of circulation, then pumpkin is the tender caretaker of your joints and bones. Pumpkin gets its moment in the spotlight every fall, but after 60, this orange wonder should have a permanent seat at your table. Dr. Marissa Gold from the Arthritis Research Foundation says, people think joint pain is about wear and tear, but chronic low-grade inflammation is often the real culprit. Bright orange, creamy, and sweet, but don't be fooled by its cozy appearance. Pumpkin is one of nature's most powerful anti-aging tools, especially when it comes to joint flexibility, vision, and skin health. At the heart of pumpkin's magic is beta-carotene, a compound that turns into vitamin A in your body. Vitamin A keeps your eyes' sharp skin hydrated and, most importantly, helps regulate inflammation in joints and connective tissue. Ever heard someone say their knees feel lighter after a few days of eating pumpkin soup? That's not just imagination. That's inflammation, reduction in action. But pumpkin doesn't stop there. It's also rich in vitamin C and vitamin E, which fight the free radicals that accelerate cartilage breakdown and bone aging. And the fiber. It helps ease constipation, a surprisingly common issue that puts pressure on abdominal veins and can affect circulation to the legs. A study from Tufts University found that adults who regularly consumed beta-carotene-rich foods like pumpkin had a 30% lower risk of hip fractures. Try this steam and mash it into a warming soup. Or roast chunks with cinnamon and olive oil for a cozy fall meal even in July. Just 150 grams of cooked pumpkin gives you more than 200% of your daily vitamin A and a solid 5 grams of gut-friendly fiber. This golden vegetable is more than a holiday pie filler. It's a gift from nature that protects your joints, nourishes your body, and lights up your plate and your path forward. 3. Beetroot, the oxygen enhancer. Let's shift gears. This one's bold, vibrant, deep red, and full of energy. Beetroot, or simply beets, are like a natural fuel injection for your blood. They're loaded with nitrates, natural compounds that your body turns into nitric oxide. And nitric oxide, it's like a personal trainer for your blood vessels. It helps them relax, open up, and deliver more oxygen and nutrients to your legs. thighs, feet everywhere, circulation often slows down with age. Dr. Julian Kim, a cardiologist at UCLO, explains nitric oxide is one of the most underutilized tools for aging muscle health. It improves endurance, balance, and even brain clarity because it boosts circulation to both limbs and brain tissue. Have you ever noticed how your hands or feet feel cold, even when it's not winter? Or how your legs feel weak after walking a short distance? That could be a sign of sluggish circulation. Beets may be your answer. They're also packed with iron folate and contain a unique antioxidant that supports muscle repair, reduces stress on cells, and helps prevent anemia. A Harvard study showed that seniors who ate beetroot 2 to 3 times per week had noticeably better mobility, muscle endurance, and recovery after physical activity. Plus, beets support your liver, the organ responsible for filtering toxins and processing nutrients that your muscles rely on. Serving ideas. Boil and slice them with lemon and olive oil. Or blend them into a smoothie with apple and carrot for a natural energy boost. Just 100 grams of cooked beetroot gives you 20% of your folate needs and 15% of your manganese, a key mineral for energy metabolism. Important: if you're taking blood pressure or diuretic medication, speak with your doctor before making beets a regular part of your diet. 4. Kale, the bone defender. Finally, we reach kale, the leafy green that's not just trendy but transformative. Kale isn't just a salad bar sidekick, it's a bone-building, blood sugar-balancing, inflammation-fighting superstar, especially crucial after 60. In fact, one single cup of raw kale packs over 600 micrograms of vitamin K. That's more than 500% of your daily needs. Why does that matter? Because vitamin K is essential for calcium absorption, bone density, and the prevention of dangerous fractures, especially hip fractures, one of the biggest risks after a fall in older adults. Dr. Natalie Burke, a bone density specialist from NYU Langone, says most people focus on calcium and vitamin D, but vitamin K is the missing triangle in the bone health pyramid. It also brings vitamin C and manganese to the table, helping reduce muscle soreness and support joint recovery after daily movement. A study from McMaster University in Canada found that seniors who added kale to their meals just 3 times a week saw improvement in simple daily tasks like getting up from a chair or climbing stairs. And here's the bonus: kale may help stabilize blood sugar and slow down age-related muscle loss, making it an ideal food for long-term energy and strength. If the flavor feels too strong, massage the leaves with lemon juice to soften them, or blend them into smoothies with apple and banana. You can also lightly sauté kale for 1-2 minutes with garlic or olive oil for a quick, delicious side. So there you have it. 4 vegetables. 4 natural tools. One simple way to reclaim your mobility, circulation, and strength from the inside out. Asparagus for blood flow and lighter steps. Pumpkin for joint health and graceful movement. Beetroot for stamina and oxygen-rich energy. Kale for bone strength and lasting support. These aren't miracle cures, they're better. They're real food backed by science, tested by time, and ready for your plate. In the next section, we'll reveal the 4 vegetables you may want to cut back on, especially if you've been dealing with joint pain, poor digestion, or lingering fatigue, and don't even know why. Because sometimes it's not your age, it's your ingredients. Let's keep going. Let's talk about something a little controversial. Vegetables. Yep, that's right. We just spent the last segment talking about 4 vegetables that help your body thrive after 60, but now we're going to explore the other side of the story. The vegetables you may want to limit or avoid altogether if you're over 60. Now, before you raise your eyebrows and ask, "Isn't all vegetable good for you?" let's pause. Because the truth is, not every vegetable works the same way for every body, especially as we age. Our digestive system slows down. Our joints become more sensitive. Our internal chemistry, how we process plant compounds, shifts. And what once felt perfectly fine on your plate at 30 may now be triggering stiffness, bloating, or fatigue at 60 and beyond. So today, we're shining a light on 4 seemingly harmless vegetables that for many people over 60 can quietly create more trouble than they solve. Not because they're bad in a general sense, but because they interact with aging bodies in ways we often overlook. 1. Eggplant, the silent inflammation trigger. Let's start with one that might surprise you: eggplant. Now don't get me wrong, grilled eggplant with garlic and scallion oil, delicious. Eggplant parmesan, classic. But here's the thing. Eggplant belongs to a plant family called nightshades, which also includes tomatoes, potatoes, and peppers. And inside these nightshades is a naturally occurring chemical compound called solanine. Solanine is part of the plant's natural defense system. It protects it from bugs and pests. But in your body, especially as you age, it may not be so friendly. Dr. Amanda Kay, a rheumatologist at the University of Michigan, explains solanine has been found to aggravate inflammation in some people, especially those with pre-existing joint pain or autoimmune conditions like arthritis. It doesn't affect everyone the same way, but when it does, it's usually through a slow buildup that people don't even notice at first. A study from La Paz University Hospital in Spain found that 38% of arthritis patients reported worsened joint pain and stiffness after consuming eggplant or other nightshade vegetables. Now, this doesn't mean eggplant is poison. It doesn't mean everyone needs to quit eating it. But here's a question to ask yourself. Do your knees feel stiffer after a big bowl of eggplant stew? Do your joints ache a little more after certain meals and you're not sure why? If the answer is yes, it might be worth experimenting. Try replacing eggplant with more inflammation-friendly options like zucchini pumpkin or asparagus. You might notice a big difference: less tightness, fewer aches, and a feeling of being more light on your feet. Small swap, big relief. 2. Raw tomatoes, the digestive disruptor. Next up, raw tomatoes. Now this one hurts a little because tomatoes are everywhere. On burgers and salads, as salsa sliced fresh with salt, it's practically a staple. But again, it's not about the tomato, it's about how your body processes it. Like eggplant, tomatoes are nightshades. They also contain solanine plus natural acids that can irritate the digestive lining and trigger joint pain in some older adults. Dr. Linda Ray, a gastroenterologist from Boston Medical Center, puts it this way: raw tomatoes are acidic and contain both solanine and histamines. These compounds can irritate the stomach lining, worsen acid reflux, and contribute to low-grade joint inflammation in people over 60, especially those with slower digestion or chronic gut issues. A study from Tufts University found that seniors who frequently consumed raw tomatoes had a 35% higher chance of developing stomach lining irritation compared to those who mostly ate cooked tomatoes. The issue isn't just about digestion either. If you've ever had soreness in your toes, ankles, or fingers after meals, especially meals involving raw tomatoes, it could be your body reacting to the compounded effect of solanine and plant acids. The good news: cooked tomatoes are much safer. When heated, their solanine and acid levels drop significantly. Plus, cooking releases lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that supports heart health and slows cellular aging. So, if you love tomatoes, don't worry, you don't have to give them up. Just enjoy them in smarter ways. Think tomato soup, pasta sauce, ratatouille, or a hearty stew. Your gut and your joints might thank you. 3. White radish, the hidden cold drain. Let's shift to a vegetable you've probably seen in soups or salads: white radish. In Eastern traditions, white radish is seen as cooling. That's not just poetic, it's actually a reflection of how it behaves in your body. When eaten raw or lightly cooked, white radish can lower internal temperature and slow digestion. That's fine in hot climates or for younger people with strong digestion. But after 60, that cooling effect can become a drain on your energy. Dr. Yong Chen, A traditional medicine specialist and internal medicine doctor from the University of Toronto explains white radish can slow digestion, lower internal temperature, and in excess may weaken digestive fire, especially in older adults with lower metabolic heat. You might feel colder in your hands and feet. Your stomach may feel unsettled. Or you might wake up after a radish-heavy dinner feeling sluggish or drained even if you slept well. And there's another layer. White radish contains oxalates, natural compounds that can form kidney or bladder stones when they accumulate. And since older adults already have reduced kidney function and often drink less water, that risk becomes more serious. Again, this doesn't mean white radish is toxic, but how you prepare it matters. If you love the taste, cook it thoroughly with warming spices like ginger scallion or black pepper. A bowl of radish soup with lean meat and fresh ginger on a chilly day can still be nourishing without the unwanted side effects. The key is balance and understanding your body's needs at this stage of life. 4. Green bell pepper, the gut irritant. Last, but definitely not least, green bell peppers. Bright, crunchy, often tossed into stir-fries or salads. But beneath the crunch is something many people over 60 need to be aware of: lectins. Dr. Kevin Root, a functional medicine specialist, says lectins are problematic for people with weakened gut linings. They may not cause explosive symptoms, but over time they can worsen bloating, gas, acid reflux, and food sensitivities. And the older we get, the more sensitive our gut barrier becomes. Green bell peppers contain a fair amount of these plant-based proteins which can irritate the lining of your intestines, especially if your digestive system has weakened with age. Symptoms like bloating fatigue, indigestion, or gas after meals. Many people blame them on aging or stress, but in reality, your gut may just be reacting to something like lectins. And here's a twist among all bell peppers. Green ones are the least ripe, which makes them higher in acid content and more likely to cause reflux or heartburn, particularly when eaten raw or stir-fried with oil. So if you have gastritis, acid reflux, or a sensitive stomach, green peppers might not be your friend. But don't worry, you don't need to banish peppers from your kitchen. Instead, swap green bell peppers with red or yellow ones. They're sweeter, easier to digest, lower in acid, and just as colorful and versatile. Whether sautéed, roasted, or grilled, they add flavor without the firestorm in your gut. So here's what we've learned. Not all vegetables play fair with your body, especially after 60. Some that seem innocent on the outside may be silently aggravating your joints, slowing your digestion, or draining your energy. But knowledge is power, and making smart swaps isn't hard, it's empowering. Each change is small, but together they can lift the heaviness in your legs, soothe your digestion, and help your body age with strength, not struggle. So next time you're in the kitchen, think of this video. Not as a list of rules, but as a toolbox. You get to choose which tools work best for your body, your lifestyle, and your next chapter. Because the way you feel isn't just about your age, it's about your ingredients. And your body, it's listening. So give it the kindness and clarity it deserves. Here's what several top health experts advise for older adults when it comes to these tricky veggies. Dr. Elise Werman, rheumatologist. Nightshades aren't bad in general, but they can be pro-inflammatory in the wrong body. If joint pain flares up, it's worth a simple 2-week elimination trial. Dr. Rajiv Desai, gastroenterologist. Raw vegetables after 60 need to be re-evaluated. Your digestive enzymes slow down, gut lining thins. Many symptoms blamed on aging are actually responses to undigested plant compounds. Dr. Yvonne Maddox, geriatric nutritionist. Cold, raw, fibrous foods can drain energy. I recommend cooking combining with warming spices and watching for 24-hour feedback from your body. Let's take a deep breath. Because by now, we've walked through a lot together. We've talked about aging not as a decline, but as a journey. We've looked at vegetables not just as healthy or unhealthy, but as partners in how your body feels, heals, and moves every single day. And if there's one truth I hope you carry with you from all of this, it's this: every bite sends a message. Every vegetable you choose, every ingredient you toss into your soup or salad, either builds you up or quietly holds you back. You see, your body is incredibly wise. It doesn't scream. It whispers. It whispers through the heaviness in your legs, the stiffness in your knees, the fatigue after dinner, or the foggy feeling that lingers long after the meal is done. And once you begin to listen, really listen, you start to see the connection. You start to notice how asparagus makes your steps feel lighter, how pumpkin leaves your joints just a little more fluid, how a bowl of beetroot salad wakes up your energy from the inside out, or how a handful of kale in your smoothie keeps your bones grounded and strong. These aren't superfoods. They're smart foods matched to the rhythm of your changing body. Now, on the flip side, we've uncovered a few surprise culprits. Vegetables that look innocent, even refreshing, like raw tomato white radish eggplant or green bell pepper, but can be silently stirring inflammation, disrupting digestion, or draining your energy without you even realizing it. Let me be clear, we're not labeling these as bad. Food isn't good or evil. But food is powerful, and your bodies needs change as you change. That's why awareness is everything. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet overnight. You don't need to memorize every detail from this video or toss everything in your fridge. Just start with one small shift. Maybe it's swapping the eggplant stir-fry for roasted pumpkin this week. Maybe it's sautéing kale with garlic instead of tossing raw tomatoes into your salad. Maybe it's as simple as paying attention to how your body feels after a meal, not just during. Because that is your body's review. And unlike Yelp, it's always honest. What we've learned. Here's the quick takeaway. Favor asparagus for circulation and nerve strength, pumpkin for joint relief and digestive ease, beetroot for oxygen energy and muscle recovery, kale for bones balance and post-activity support. Limit if you experience symptoms. Eggplant, linked to joint stiffness in some. Raw tomatoes, irritate sensitive guts and joints. Raw white radish can lower energy-raise kidney stone risk. Green bell peppers, tougher on digestion, high acid content. You don't need to eat perfectly. You just need to eat intentionally, with curiosity, with kindness, and with the knowledge that you deserve to feel strong, mobile, and energized in this chapter of life. And that starts at your table. Because here's the beautiful truth no one talks about enough. Your legs are the mirror of how you nourish yourself from within. When you treat them with care, when you feed them what they truly need, they give back. In strength, in freedom, in balance, in confidence. This isn't about giving up your favorite foods. It's about upgrading the relationship you have with your own body. You've given your body decades of service. Now it's time to return the favor with understanding, not restriction. With gentleness, not guilt. If today's video helped you think differently about your food choices, let us know in the comments. What's one vegetable you're going to add or avoid this week? And if you've noticed a difference from changing just one ingredient, share that too. You never know who you might inspire. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss our upcoming guide on anti-inflammatory weekly meal plans designed just for folks like you who want to age actively and eat wisely. Until next time, be kind to your body, and may your next meal be a step toward strength.